Our top story this morning, and it's also the basis of our interaction on Twitter. We are asking you, do you think the new rivalry between NASA leader Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Ruto will derail the Building Bridges initiative? That's our Twitter poll. Do you think the renewed rivalry between NASA leader Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Ruto will derail the Building Bridges initiative? That's our Twitter poll. Would like to hear your thoughts on it. I'm seeing quite a number of tweets coming through. I promise to sample them as we move along here on the show. And getting straight to more details about this rivalry, politicians allied to the Deputy President William Ruto are now demanding that the National Cohesion and Integration Commission take action against ODM MPs who they claim uttered defamatory remarks against the DP. Now, those allied to former Prime Minister Raila Odinga have declared an open war against Ruto, with the focus being 2022 general elections. Just what is the genesis of the renewed political rivalry between Ruto and Raila, the former allies turned foes? Our senior political affairs reporter Chris Thyru sought to dig for answers.
Friends at one time with equal status as the inaugural principals in the famous Pentagon team of the Orange Democratic Movement hold fallout during the Grand Coalition government in the aftermath of the disputed 2007 polls. Fast forward 11 years later, and Deputy President William Ruto and Opposition Chief Raila Odinga are locked in what could potentially be the most bitter dispute in the aftermath of Odinga's cooperation deal with Ruto's boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Kenyans are aware of these facts. They fear Ruto, and their fear, not Raila Odinga or the handshake, is standing in his way to the presidency.
These are sore losers who do not believe in competitive election. Now they have simply resorted back to scare tactics. They've realized that they cannot compete with William Samoei Ruto.
Kama nyinyi wabunge wa NASA, kwa nini mnafanya mkutano ya kuongea maneno ya Ruto? Mfanye mkutano mseme Raila ndiye anatengeneza Kenya, CDM. Nini mnatoana na Ruto wapi?
But just what is the genesis of the renewed rivalry between the two leaders, viewed by most analysts as key political protagonists in the Kenyatta succession politics? Well, key Ruto handlers believe Raila has already begun his 2022 presidential campaigns to scuttle Ruto's chances of succeeding Kenyatta.
Sasa tunaamini kwamba Raila yeye anaangalia pale ingine hii 2022. Ni kwa sababu anakaa kifuru wale watu wanakaa kama wataenda 2022.
William Ruto is the one who almost made Raila the president. That is the only presidency that Raila can stand today and say it was stolen from him. Anything else apart from that, he's never won anything.
But is Raila really keen on being on the 2022 presidential ballot?
It was clear that Ruto was the man for 2022. I doubt there was anybody who was going to challenge Ruto, give him any meaningful challenge. But after the handshake, this was no longer the case. And therefore, he's, if you wish, he's the biggest casualty of the handshake.
Since the handshake, Kenyatta has been conspicuously silent on the referendum debate to expand the executive, only reacting recently during a State House meeting with the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, expressing objection to a likely return to campaigns. But could Ruto be silently angry at Kenyatta for bringing their joint political competitor in the political fold?
The bigger problem arises out of the fact that nobody knows what the handshake is about. The fact that Uhuru and Raila have kept it secret is not helping matters. And I think if they don't come out soon, we are going to see a lot more bloodied wars.
Already there are fears that the renewed political rivalry between the deputy president and the former prime minister might just jeopardize the handshake and the benefits that it came with, even before the 14-man committee officially starts the Building Bridges process. A week ago, the 14-member committee held a retreat in Naivasha to familiarize members with the agenda and mandate, as well as set the ground rules with timely updates expected from President Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Chris Thyru, KTN News.
All right, so that is going to form the basis of our conversation in a few seconds. But also remember, like I mentioned, we are having the same interaction online with you. We are asking you on our Twitter handle, do you think the renewed rivalry between NASA leader Raila Odinga and the Deputy President William Ruto could actually jeopardize the Building Bridges initiative? That's our Twitter poll. We'd like to hear your thoughts. KTN News Center is our hashtag, or you can also choose to tweet me at Betty M. Kialo. So let's get straight to our discussion this morning. Joining me, like I mentioned earlier, is Nelson Koech, who is the Member of Parliament for Belgut. But also shortly, we're expecting to hear from Cleophas Malala, who's the Kakamega Senator. He's going to be joining us